You're... Dog, I'm alive. 4 people already. I waited an extra minute this time. Last time I jumped right on at 7 o'clock. Just started running my mouth. Everybody hear me okay? Hey, Kentucky Leisure. I know you said you were waiting with bells on or something in your comment. Fun 42. Plain Fun 42. Oh, okay. Oh, we'll wait for a few people to get in here. Well, we got 9, 10. We'll get about 15. I'll start to hollering and running my mouth. Hope everybody's having a pretty good month so far. Mine's been awful, man. And we still got more weeks left. It's a long month this year. FTM 22, janitor on fire. Glad everybody could show up. I made 2 videos this month, man. It was over 10 minutes. That ain't like me. I like to keep them under 10. Be honest with you, I like to keep them under 8 if I can. But I get to run in my mouth and ain't no telling what I'll say. West Virginia Weasel, how you doing, boss? Just got back from the Texas State Fair. Oh, okay, Carrie. I remember last year you done a video on that when you had win. And they just had a shooting or something there beforehand. Yeah, algorithm loves 8-minute videos for some reason. Happy Thursday. Yeah, you hit the 8-minute mark and you want to put a commercial in the middle of a daggone video. Whether you monetize or not, they video put a commercial on everything. And I've done it before. I made it 7:59 and they didn't put one in there. But I made one at 8:02 or 8 minutes and 5 seconds or something. And darn if it didn't. And to me, that's aggravating. I like to get in and out. So I try to hold it onto that, but I rarely make it because I get the runs of the mouth so much. Brian Sadlaco. My attention span is about 8 minutes. I figure, hey, man, you get in and get out, and you can watch a bunch of 5-minute videos. You can watch a 10-minute video in a half hour. You don't watch 3. And I ain't got nothing to tell nobody. So I prefer they go on and watch something they might get something from, Looking forward to the Battle of the Crater. Dean Rottering. Yeah, I got so much coverage on that, man. Video and pictures. And I just uploaded everything. But I usually put that on my other channel. That kind of mess like that. That's why I call that my junk channel, because I talk about everything under the sun. Just did a video about crop dusters on there. So, but, hey, man, that's probably one of the junk videos I'll put on here from now to the end of the year. I'll try and put one out a week or something like that. I got a bunch of junk. I mean, it's just, I'm not good at editing, and that's the channel I do a lot of editing on. And that's just where I'll put anything that comes in my mind. I did a story the other day about my first time driving a tractor, which, by the way, Mama corrected me on. She watches my stuff. She's the only one in the family that does. It was my aunt, Lydia, that parked it, shut it off and parked it. Mom just grabbed us youngins off of it. Hello, Steve. Good to see you. Looking forward to the Battle of the Crater. They had a retired pig at the fair today. He was 750 pounds. You ain't gonna believe this, man. But I had a pet pig when I was a kid. This was way back, man. I was like 2, something like that. I don't remember him. But we was down in Carolina, my granddad's, and he had a pig, have a litter of them. And Dad brought back the run of the litter, kept him in a cardboard box and in the back seat on the way home. Dad said that thing got huge. Said he was huge. He wasn't nothing but fat, though. I don't remember him. But he said it used to follow me around like a dog. and he would. I could sit down, and he'd lay his head in my lap. 750. That's pretty good size. That gets me to thinking, man. You seen the price of daggone ham hocks lately? We had some daggone pot of beans last night. I wanted to want some ham hocks to go in it. And, we usually have a couple packs in the freezer, but we done used them all up. And I couldn't believe it, man. It's ridiculous for a ham hock. Ended up having to they don't sell the hock no more, or they don't at our grocery store. It's a little bitty, it looks like a daggone pork chop. Just ridiculous, man. And that was like $3 or something like that. Then you need to make a 9-minute video so we can watch the commercial and help add money. Yeah. There's another channel. Yes, there is. That was the original Steve's Corner. And then I went sideways, started talking about every daggone thing instead of just retirement. So I made this one. That's how come I put the retirement in the middle. Instead of Steve's Corner, it's Steve's Retirement Corner. That's the brain I got. Easy and simple. But it's just for fun, man, and I really don't recommend anybody watch it. But some people watch it. I like the junk channel. I relate to tractors, Civil War stuff is a hobby of mine. Fresh bacon is the best. Yeah, we had some bacon. The wife said she's just going to use that. No. What we had was we had a little bit of ham steak from the other night left over, and she cut that up and put it in there. So, but anyways, it was good anyways. But it would have been nice to have one of them big hunks of ham in there. You need to add your intro. Let's get ready to mumble. Yeah. Ramble. How about that? Instead of rumble, ramble. I hope the Guardians beat the Yankees tonight for Buzz. Yeah, he can use a win, Doc. They ain't been looking too good the past couple of nights. They're playing tonight. I thought the Mets and Dodgers were playing. That one ain't already over. I don't think so. I don't think the Mets and Dodgers are over with. I think they still got a couple of games. Oh, they just scored. Well, that tells me a lot, Buzz. Was it the Indians or Guardians or the Yankees? I like to see Cleveland have, at least they're going to make a series out of it, dadgummit. You know? What'd you say, Steve? Watch all your videos just jumping on before Hokies kick off live from Blacksburg. Oh, okay. Brian Harrington from Chester Field. Oh, I didn't know they was playing on TV tonight. What's Thursday night? They usually have a ball game on. I'll probably catch that towards the end. I'll probably fall asleep with that on TV. I hadn't made the end of one of these ball games yet, these playoff games. Not one. I go back in. I think the latest I can remember was the 7th or the 8th inning. I stayed up past the 8th inning the other night. Who's the Hokies playing tonight? 3-1 Tribe. No kidding, Buzz. Hey, man, if you can hang on there, buddy. I mean, it's not that they ain't got the players, man. They got a heck of a team. I just don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. But, man, you get to them playoffs like that, man, and everybody, just about anybody can win. It just have it's just kind of the luck of the night, you know. Done any fishing lately? No, I haven't. Carrie, actually, I'm thinking about getting my daggone kayak next spring. I don't know if y'all remember me talking about that older fella I met down at the park. Actually lives down the street from Mama. Well, he's got a boat of every daggone kind. Power boats and John boats, canoes, kayaks. He's got a regular kayak and a fishing kayak where you sit on top. And I was telling him I was looking at getting one. And so he said, before you do, he said, come on over here and get mine. So next year I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna try his out and try to talk him into giving it to me for a little piece of change. And but about 2 weeks ago I was over in Prince George. They got a Friends of the Lower Appomattox River built a kayak launch over there. It's way down in next to the federal prison. But so I went down there the other about a week or two ago and checked it out, and that's kind of nice. And it's smoother water. It ain't like the Appomattox here with all that barge traffic and kind of choppy. Like it's a little bit. It's not as deep and it's not as busy. I'm thinking about going up there because I can cruise the shoreline and fish towards the shoreline. Playing Boston College. Okay. Want to hear something funny? I'm a Cowboys fan. Better be a fishing kayak then. Yeah, that's exactly what it's a fishing one, and it's a sit on top. It's not a sitting inside either. I didn't want that because I might flip over. I ain't never been in one before. But I mean, I can swim, but I don't want to take a chance out on that river. We had a fella drown in that river here a couple of years ago. I was wearing that old nasty John Deere hat. I was out there fishing the next day. I didn't know he had drowned out there. And the TV news crew come up there and wanted to interview me. So I said, yeah, man, I don't mind talking about it. But I was telling him it's a dangerous river, man. There's no telling what's under there, the trash. The current's pretty daggone fast, especially if the tide's moving. If it ain't high, extreme high or extreme low tide, that current's moving pretty good. It'll carry you right on down. And then I got to work. Somebody told me to take that John Deere hat and throw it away. I says, if it didn't have it on, you wouldn't recognize me. I try to be a Cowboys fan, but they sure make it hard. I don't know what they do, man. It's like being a New England fan. It's awful hard to be a New England fan now. Cowboys got the money. They have the reputation. They're America's team. People are going to want to play for them. And you keep giving them a shot, and eventually, you'll get the right players in the right spot. Coach has a lot to do with it, and the type of player you get. I think, man, I don't know. You want my opinion? I got a bunch of them. We've had our master bathroom remodeled this week. Now the whole house looks awful. That's the truth, buddy. I just replaced the steps on my deck over there. Now you see all that new wood, and you see the old wood up on top. And I'm thinking, man, and I got to replace that whole deck. But just the deck and boards and the railings I got to replace. I think I'll buy the wood up little by little this winter and then knock it out next spring. That's the plan. Taco been a Paco fan since the Starback days. Yeah. See, I think I had D.D. Lewis's autograph at one time. Yeah, I did have. I traded it for something else. That was 30 years ago. I traded it off when the kids were little. Right. Sure did. I was at a card show selling stuff. Plain Fun 42, go Packers. I don't know if anybody saw that community post I put out today. Going over the river there. It's hard to see in that picture, but across that river there to the right a little bit is a kind of a clearing where there's a house that sits over there on that hill. William Henderson built that house. He had that house built when he moved back after he retired. He's from Chester. He went to St. Thomas Dale High School that I did. Matter of fact, that's another jump video. I ain't posted that one nowhere. Well, I took you through town and showed you Thomas Dale, showed you to where I had my first job and my second job with actual paycheck. You know what I mean? I don't know if there was anything else major. Just kind of showed you the downtown a little bit. It's not much to it. It's a shopping district, and then it goes to houses. It takes about 45 seconds if you don't hit a light. I mean, the rest of the house looks awful. New bathroom looks great. Yeah, that's what I was meaning about my deck. The rest of it looks kind of terrible. But the new boards look nice out there. Always been a Cowboys cheerleader fan. Nah, I don't know any Cowboys fans around here. At work, yeah, the fella I took the last job I had at the plant, he was a Cowboys fan and a Yankees fan too. And it puzzles me because a couple years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, when Dak and them first got started, man, they had a heck of a squad. And now all of a sudden they went downhill like it did. Seems like they can't buy a win hardly. I don't pay much attention to it, dog. Honestly, I pay very little attention to it. I don't watch as much as I used to. I'll try to keep up with the Packers the best I can. So, but other than that, I really don't. I mean, I have a hard time. Used to, I knew all the players and all the coaches and everything. But working swing shift, you don't get to keep up with it like normal. And I just kind of lost track of all of it. Baseball was the same way. Were you ever introduced to baby? Good to see you. Roxy, no, I never will. She wants nothing to do with this place, buddy. Nothing. I keep bugging her. And I've asked for questions for her before, too. I only got like 2 or 3. I got the same question from a handful of people. What she think about me becoming a creator extraordinaire. Oh, you know what? I forgot, man. I got that shirt I wanted to show y'all. Her baby and daughter bought it for me the other day. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. You see that little squirrel? It says, excuse me. Then at the bottom it says, your bird feeder is empty. And you know what? I ain't had a bit of trouble with squirrels this year. They've looked at it. But that's about all that. I mean, I think they want to try it, but ain't a one of them tried it. Had one. He was sitting on top of the daggone shed and he jumped towards it. He didn't make it halfway. Hit the ground, just kept getting it. So I've been fortunate on that. But them starlings and blackbirds, they took me clean. They took you clean in about an hour if you let them. One eye on you, one eye on the game. Hope they don't stay that way. At least you won't have to worry about giving up your license because next time you go to renew them, then they ain't going to give them to you. We're headed to Eureka, Kansas to watch our young German short hair national all-age championship. No kidding. Is that dadgummit, I forget his name, man. Is that the one y'all had sent off to get trained and everything? I mean, he looked good before you sent him off, man. Let's give that man. Oh, message redacted. Yeah, okay. Football is my favorite NFL and college, along with our local high school. Yeah, I think our local high school is playing a home game tomorrow night. And we'll try to get up there and watch them. The only other game home game I've been able to go see, it was a rainy day. And I said, man, I ain't going out there for that. So, what's nowadays is my UNM Lobos. Peter Harbin watches hockey. I never did get into the hockey. The hockey, the soccer, none of that. It was the big 3 in golf and tennis. I used to like to watch tennis. Back when Bjorn Borg, when he used to grow his beard for Wimbledon. I started to do that in high school because he did it for good luck on Wimbledon. I did it for good luck on the exams at the end of the 9 weeks. It didn't work as good for me. I love that shirt. How old are you, Steve? 58. I'll be 59 in January. What are the Steve's Retirement Corner t-shirts back in stock? Nah, man, I feel like it. I feel like an ass if I sell something like that on here. You know, it was never my purpose. I know people like to get it, and I set that store up. I just never pressed live on it. But maybe one day I'll change my mind. But right now, I just can't get to it. I've been a subscriber for a while now. I wanted to say hello from North Carolina. Go Panthers. My son-in-law's, he's from Lincolnton, North Carolina. He's a big Panthers fan. Every Sunday when the daughter comes over here, I ask her how he's doing. So, but I think he went to NC State. But I think he went to NC State in Charlotte or something like that, somewhere around him, like around Lincolnton. I think it's NC State he went to. It might have been UNC, but it was a branch office he went to, closer to him. And that's kind of the area of North Carolina we had to go down to, a little place called Rockingham, where we went. It's right there on the South Carolina state line. We go to Ohio University hockey games. Love it. I've never been. My wife's sister down in South Carolina, they had I think they had a team in Florence, a hockey team. Now they used to go watch that and loved it, but I ain't never been. I used to watch it on TV when it come on. And here a couple of years ago, it's been a while when they had started doing a winter classic or something actually outside. And I did watch that one because that was like it used to be, you know. The little stumbles and stuff because you got pebbles on the ice and stuff, you know. So, but yeah, other than that, I don't think I've ever watched a whole game. Catch some highlights and stuff. Hockey players do the same thing. No shaving when you make the playoffs. Some of those guys can get pretty shaggy. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I can too. Last winter was the first winter I went without a daggone beard. I just didn't feel like growing one in years. But this winter, it's going to be cold this winter, so I'm going to cover up. South Carolina Stingrays. I don't know if it was South Carolina. I don't know what it was. I don't remember. That was years ago. I mean, that was, jeepers. 20 years ago, maybe. Your other channel should be blasting off. You dropped some truth bombs over there. Nah, man, I drop the same truth bombs over here. It's just the way I feel about it. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's who I am. So, I mean, what the heck? Why not talk? They don't like it, they don't have to watch. No skin off my back. What gets me is when somebody watches it, they'll watch the whole video and then they'll cuss me for it. And I'm thinking, if you hated it that much, you know? And if you watch, none of them have a channel. They'll have a channel, but they ain't put out a single video. I said, well, it's easy to get on there and criticize if you ain't willing to do anything else. But I don't care. A lot of times I say stuff on there just to aggravate them. And that's what tickles me. They think I'm actually meaning some things, which I guess 90% of it is. But once in a while when I'll say a little something just to needle them, just for the heck of it. I mean, if you can't have a little fun with what you're doing, why bother? How was your month with Keith and Terry? I had a great time, Buzz. How'd you know that? That was what that Friday trip was about. And we ain't but 2 hours down the daggone road. So, I mean, when I was a teenager, we used to go all the time. You know, we got a weekend off or something. Or we had a day off in the middle of the week. Me and a couple guys get together and run down yonder. So, I mean, it wasn't that big deal for the day. And I remember doing it once or twice with Mama and a friend of hers. She had a couple kids. And we went down there for the day. Pack a lunch and get down there and, you know. So I figured, what the heck, man? They came to Williamsburg last year, and I didn't know it. So I wrote them, told them, hey, man, if you're ever back in the area, holler, and we'll stop by, have some lunch or something, man. Had a good time, man. Good people. They really are. Yeah, they're real good people. They're easy to talk to, man. And I told them when we was down there that, I see them as being a step ahead of us. So it kind of gives me a window into the future when I watch their channel. So I can see how stuff goes and kind of get a heads up before I get there. So, but it was nice. You ought to go on their channel or send them an email and ask them how she ran into me. Key saw me, but she didn't. I come up to her like a homeless person with my head down. I bumped into her, says, "Excuse me, you got a quarter, ma'am? I'm hungry." she thought I was a bum sneaking up on her. Had a blast. See, I had a smash burger. We had it at the end of the pier down there too. So that was nice. That was nice. How's the stock market treating your nest egg? Fantastic, to be honest with you, Doc. Last year I made more in it than I was forced to take out. And this year, I can't be but about 2 or 3% under what I took out, I believe. I think it's 3% under. So I am down a touch this year. But hey man, I can't holler. I mean, it's a lot better than they were telling you 23 was going to be, and 24. So I'm happy as a clam, Doc. How was your purpose video? I loved your purpose video. Yeah, that was something I've been hammering around with, and kind of thinking on the subject. But I watching them 2 videos, it kind of gave me an opening of how to start it, and for it to make some kind of decent sense. You know what I mean? I mean, I can cut the video on and start rambling, but it don't make sense to nobody but me because I know what I'm aiming for. At least that way, give it some kind of direction to head in. And I never, I didn't understand what purpose was because I ain't never had a purpose that I know of, but I didn't understand really what it meant. And what got me on that video was, it was I couldn't understand why I was having such a great retirement when everybody else is saying there's no way you can. You didn't retire to something. You ain't got no purpose. You got no direction or whatever. It didn't make sense to me. So a lot of that stuff I don't normally pay attention to, because I don't think it applies to me. I'm just a flunky, man. I didn't have anybody under me at no time. I'd done what I was told and kept my head down, got out. So, but I can see where that stuff could. Some people actually have to have that stuff, and I reckon I do because I do all that stuff that was on that video. I just didn't realize that's what they were talking about. I'm a little slow in the uptake, man. It takes a lot to get me to understand things. But I mean, that's really what I was trying to get at on that. I mean, it didn't make no difference. I was going to do what I did anyways, but see. Oh yeah. Yeah. You like the sweaters, huh? Yeah, I'm about ready to break mine out. It didn't get out to 50s past 2 days here. Oh, when I was down at the river this morning, I don't think it was 50 then. It's 45 when I left the house, and it was windy out there. Man, it was windy out there. That's when I was taking that walk. But I like to go down there once in a while. I shake it up. Well, yesterday I went out to Pittsburgh battlefield, Battle of the Crater. I walked that. Woke up this morning, my daggone calves were sore. That's interesting. That is extremely interesting. Was it July 30th, 1864? The biggest man-made explosion ever at that point. 200 feet high flame flew out that crater, man. Immediately killed over 300 South Carolinians and Virginians in that crater. A lot of people go there and get disappointed because it ain't near the size it was originally. But, I mean, you got to figure it's been 160 years, so it's filled in a little bit. But it's still pretty big, a big butt hole there in the ground. It's an amazing thing, man. I came across a new channel yesterday. Some of y'all might like it. It's called Simply Fundamental. I think I might have heard of that one too, boss. I watch a lot of junk. Tell me the truth, Steve. Aren't you just a little bit of a Jets fan since Rodgers is over there? No, I'm a Jets fan because of Namath. I had a Joe Namath football when I was a kid. You know, like, and later on, I think I got a Montana one because I like Notre Dame, and it's where he come from. So yeah, that's the reason I'm a Jets fan. I like to see him win because of him. And you know, John Riggins used to play for Redskins. He played for the Jets to begin with. So I never been a Skins fan now. I liked him back when George Allen was coaching. They had the Over the Hill gang, had all them old guys. Same for the Raiders, where they used to take everybody nobody wanted, end up winning the Super Bowl with them. All the troublemakers and the characters and stuff. Old Plunkett was deaf. So, retired and loving it. Hey, how y'all doing? We missed the beginning of your life. That's okay. It wasn't on. It's just me gabbing. Yeah, I don't think it was nothing. We are talking about you today. Oh, yeah, she must have heard us. Her ears were ringing something. Homeless guy asked for a quarter. Yeah. We are same here. Keep head down and do my job. 1 year to go. And same there, Dean Rowland, right. Yeah, and you know that 1 year, I busted that last year up in the 4 3-month segments. That's the reason. Well, it's not the reason, but it's that's what I spent my last year doing because I wasn't really ready. I mean, I could have went and figured it out as I was retired, but I wanted to get that stuff handled before I left. You know, in the first 3 months, I come up with my escape plan. Second 3 months, I don't know. I don't know if I checked on my health insurance and pension, or maybe I did my pension 1 quarter and health insurance the next quarter or something like that. And then the final 3 months, I was just putting it all together to get out. I busted up four 3-week sections. I can't remember, or 3-month section. I can't remember what they were now. But I mean, I think that helped ease me into it too. You know, every 3 months I was knocking out one of the big items in retirement. And so when the time come, it really wasn't that a big a deal for me. I mean, I was tickled, don't get me wrong. I was skipping to the truck, I can tell you that. But, I mean, I really didn't feel too much different. Entertainment by listening to the buzz. Man, that guy. He's something, ain't he? A Cleveland fan and all. I just can't. Oh, you know what? That little thing I put together for him, and I think I told him, but it was hard to get that orange because it's not actually an orange. It's not a burnt orange or whatever. But if you go to Sherwin-Williams, I seen it on the internet. Somebody give out the colors for it and where they got them from, and it was Sherwin-Williams. That orange is called as a obstinate orange. It's a particular color, and I didn't get it there, but I got it one of them little test samples from Lowe's. Probably, I don't know what it is, a little paint or something. So still got a bunch of it. It didn't take much to do the tips on that thing. Obstinate orange. I got tickled when I heard that. When I read that, because I got the little paint chill. Started to send it to him. Stripers should be, yeah, they are. I have to check on the size limits. We ain't allowed. There's a slot limit for us, and I used to go down Appomattox Manor down there in Hopewell. If you go down there and go through the gate so that you're on Appomattox Manor and walk around the bend there, that's a good place to catch them here. But a lot of snags there because you got all that rip wrap and stuff. But that's usually where I go to catch them in this time of year. You got me with your homeless guy. Yeah. Since once I decided to retire, time went by pretty fast. It did. It kind of dragged across the summer because there really wasn't a whole lot I could work on. But once the fall got here, it sped back up, I thought, for me. Everyone says the last 3 months of work is the hardest before you leave for good. I don't know. There's a lot of feelings, man. I still wanted to do right, but I was kind of fed up with everything. You know what I mean? Stuff would tick me off a lot easier. And I tried to let it go, but I guess it just got to a boiling point, So, when's the last time you had fried Spam sandwiches? I think it was 2 weekends ago. I don't know. When I made that game table, I made a video about making that. I ain't posted that either. But I had lunch with Mama one day when I was over there, and that's what she made. So, it's a handful of weeks ago, three weeks at the most. Yeah. Love it. Creamed beef on toast. Fried bologna. Creamed beef on toast. Well, we had sausage gravy the other night. So I don't think I've ever actually eaten the actual creamed beef. But we cream everything, man. Chicken. Sausage. Hamburger. So, yeah, we had sausage gravy and biscuits the other night. And I did get my egg sandwich, too. So, I think that answers all of them. Bologna sandwich, fried bologna sandwich. I don't know. Couldn't have been that long ago because we had to go get some the other day. So it's ain't been long that I've been out. See, that's the kind of eating I do. That's why it's hard for me to eat healthy. Stuff's too good, man. So I try to cut back on it, but I don't know, man. It ain't easy for me. And then if the wife gets to baking, she bake a pie or a cake every weekend in July. Man, I eat the snot out of it too. Sometimes I'd have a piece of cake for breakfast. It was good, man. I ain't gonna turn it down. As long as I'm still able to eat it, I want to eat the heck out of it. I enjoy watching your channel. My husband just turned 63, getting ready to retire. He's been winning down his hours. He dropped down in June to 4 days, going down to 3 soon. That's great if you can do that. I wasn't able to, but that's why I think getting a part-time job when you first retire is great. You're slowly working your way into retirement. It's not a shock like that. I think it'd be a great idea. I thought about it, but I got worried if I got a part-timer, it would turn into a full-time job in a heartbeat. And so I said, man, I better go cold turkey. And I knew that if I did that, I probably would never get another job unless it had to. And that's what it's happened. I retired 57 about 5 years ago. I enjoy your time. I retired in 2019. 57, that's when I went. Thanks for everything you do, talking about our retirement. I watched you in the beginning. I'll be retired 1 year, day before Thanksgiving. Mike Kopp. Well, happy almost anniversary. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Kerry just passed his 1 year anniversary. Yeah, that's at 401k Dexter's. So, happy for you, boss. Don't seem like it's been a daggone year, does it? It really don't. Not to me. Love the channel. You rang the bell for my retirement on 12/20. Rick Anderson. Yes, I remember that. Well, I don't remember ringing the bell for specifically you, but I remember the name. How's that? That was man, that was almost the first one. I think the first one was November of that year. No, yeah, it was 23, right? 22. I think the first one was in November 22. It was a firefighter out of Ohio, and I can't remember the other guy. But hey, man, I've got them all in a playlist, so I mean, I can go back and look. I mean, I love me some fried spam. Yeah, I do too. And you know, for years we used to cut it, and it'd be the narrow side, you know. But we started cutting it widthwise, the fat side. Hang on. See this sign here? I'll show you what I mean. That's the baby stash. Don't y'all say anything. But for years, we used to cut it down this way. You could put two on a piece of bread. Now we cut it this way here. And then one slice would fill up a slice of bread. So that's the way we do it anyways. But yeah, I love it. A little bit of cheese, some mustard, or just by itself. I mean, no difference. Yeah, Kentucky Leisure, we'll go to the deli sometimes and get our bologna instead of buying the stuff off the shelf. Now we do use that. I think it's Carolina Pride, thick 8 or something like that. It's actual thick slices. But when we go to the deli, we tell them to slice it for frying, and they'll, like a ham steak. Because you get one of them little bitty ones, the Ostermeyer or whatever, and that stuff shrivels up. It's like paper almost. It's so thin. For me, anyways, man. Some people like it thin. In toast with Miracle Whip. We are Duke's people around here. Well, I can't say that. That's what we prefer. Actually, the baby buys what's on sale. So it's usually store brand. But we just did finish a thing of Duke's. I think they had it on sale at the store today, so she's going to go get it. Cake for breakfast. Hi, Steve. Retired at the end of June. Enjoy your channel. Leo Hill. Well, I appreciate it, boss. I appreciate all y'all telling me that. But, man, I don't do anything, man. I mean, see, I say that about everything. I mean, I can build a Taj Mahal. And I say, man, because I figure everybody does the same thing, So, and it doesn't feel like it's any effort on my part to do anything. So, I don't do anything. It's just the way I am. But glad you're here, Leo. I just saw my old job advertised. Wow. Just last week. Yeah, I never did find out about mine. I don't think they had to fill my job because they cut to half staff. There was only 2 guys on a shift. They went to 1 guy on a shift. Ain't no way one man's going to be able to handle that job. Not unless, I think they did. I think one department, they sure did. That's what happened. They cut out 1 department. Yeah, I'll run into some guys from time to time, and they'll give me updates. But that's what happened. They cut out a department. I think we had 5 departments over there, and they all sent stuff to the lab where I worked at before I left. And it was just overwhelming the amount of material you'd get on a shift. There's no way one guy can do that. And extra stuff, retesting and everything. But that's what they did. They went back to one man a shift. So they didn't even need to hire for my job. Is retirement better than you expected? I can't say it's better than I expected because, I mean, nothing has changed from before I retired. I mean, it was a little strange getting in. It's the other thing, you got to get comfortable with what you're doing in retirement. But, I mean, I thought we had a good life before I retired. So that's what I was looking for when I left. So, I mean, I feel a lot better constantly. You know, I'm not falling asleep sitting in a chair. You know, I don't get them Sunday scaries. I don't, you know, I try to explain it before and you really can't. There's something about having that time, you know, and your own thoughts and everything again. I'm just more relaxed. So, yeah, I guess so. In that aspect it is, but I mean, it's pretty much what I'm doing, almost exactly what I wanted to. So the only thing I've done different since I retired, the only thing I've added was I built that daggone bird feeder station because I started this channel the year before I retired. So that's the only thing I've done different. It's better than I expected for Anderson. Okay. Swamp rat pickle. Anderson, I agree. Freedom is the best part. What do you like about retirement? Hit the nail on the head. I can't wait until no effort on my part. Why don't monsters eat ghosts? They taste like yeet. Why is 7 afraid of 8? Because 8, 8, 9, something like that. What was that? Why is 9 afraid of 7? 8 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. That's where it goes. What do you call an elf that just won the lottery? Wealthy. I got a ton of them. I'm going to have to remember that one, janitor on fire. Tell my daughter when she comes over this weekend. She'll give me heck for it. That sounds like something you'd say, Dad. No alarm clock, no traffic, no job stress. First time since I was in school, I could go on and on. Yeah, I mean, there's so much benefits to it. I mean, that's the way I see it, man. I really do. You know, I mean, I could have hung in there. I could have went and got another job somewhere else. But honestly, I didn't want to if I didn't have to. And now, man, I'm glad I didn't. You know, I'm glad I'm gone. I enjoy it, man. Best of retirement for me was just not working. Exactly. Not having to get out of bed. Not having to do something first thing when you get up. You know, I mean, that kind of trumps everything. Just not having to. And that's what gets me about when people say, hey, man, if you work and you're not retired, I'm thinking that's bull. I mean, I thought the same way when I was younger. Why are you going to retire and then go work somewhere else? But the thing about retirement, I mean, it's different for everybody. It's the same as that purpose thing. Everybody has their own idea what their purpose is. You know, if you don't do it the way you think it, I mean, I don't think it can end too good. If you want to work, man, it's your choice in retirement. Retirement should be about doing what you want to do if you can afford it. If you want to work, knock your daggone self out. You know, all that video I made of going into Chester, going through town there. We got a Tractor Supply that started right up the road here about a year before I retired. I told the wife I was going to go up and get a job. That was when it opened. But I said in that video that I was thinking about going in and getting a part timer anyways now for the benefits, the discount. So I mean, it all depends on what you want to do, and it has a lot to do with what you're looking for. I just don't think I could work a 40-hour job now. That would be hard. It really would. Oh, and I tell you, I made that video and that community post because I planned on doing something else to remind everybody. This is why it's dangerous for me to think. I ain't even tell the wife. She'd tell me, no, you crazy. But we got clothesline posts out yonder in the yard, up beside my neighbor's yard over yonder. And you remember hanging by your knees when you was a kid on a swing set, bending over, skinning cats and stuff. I can't do that now because it just ripped the shoulders right off of me. It'd be like a Monty Python movie. But I wanted to hang upside down and have a tag on there hanging on the corner. But I couldn't get up. I could get all the way up there, but I couldn't get my leg around that pole. I tried that thing for 20 minutes, probably 5-6 times. I said, forget on it. I went to school with a boy. He was a gymnast, and he taught me some stuff to do on them. What's that high bar for the men? Some of them flips and stuff. But I ain't done one in over 40 years. It's a wonder I didn't get hurt. But it just come into my head. So I said, I'd give it a shot. Can't be that dang on hard. Baloney. Morning, Greta should have saved more cash for emergencies. Otherwise, I'm doing fine. Yeah. I think we did all right on that aspect. But, man, you can never go wrong with having more cash, I don't think. Or more money. Hey, man, you can retire on Social Security. I don't highly recommend it, but, it can't. I know a lot of people, that's all they ever had. But I think it's always a good idea to have as much as you can put back because you just don't know. And it makes those emergencies not seem so much like an emergency. It gives you a little breathing room. But it's, saving cash is ideal. I was tired of rotating shifts and Saturday work. I hear you, boss. I think it was almost 34 years I worked rotating shifts. Before that, I worked at a warehouse. I worked nights on that one for a couple years. So, but yeah, making that changeover got harder and harder for me. And in the graveyards, it was rough. It started getting rougher for me to get my rest for graveyards. And I figured if I didn't have to be there, man, why kill myself? Get up on those bad weather days. I hear you, Rick. Yeah, I hated scraping a window. I really did. I'd be out there mumbling to myself. Well, and it's not very nice having to get up on them hot days either and go to work, on them nice days. Them's the days I'd sit out there on the patio saying, man, I got 1,001 things I'd rather be doing than sitting out here taking a 15-minute break. I'm retiring at the end of the year. I'm retiring. I'm not getting a part-time job. Well, I don't blame you, Kentucky. I agree. I'd stay home and battle back-to-back homers. Oh, man. In the 8th. Man, you guys are snake bit, Doc. Because they hit a big homer on you the other night. I don't know, buddy. Well, did that give them 3-0 on him? Won't that win the series for him? I think the Yankees are up 2 games to none.